Welcome to the Podski. What? Ooh, yeah.
You understand, baby?
Dig it?
Let me tell you another thing.
First name John, last name Baker. Uh-huh. Brother.
Hello and welcome to the Podski. I'm your host, man of a thousand gimmicks, John Baker. It is day 5 of WrestleMania week.
It sure is.
I am starting to run on fumes. At least as of right now.
I'm still going good. I just don't know how much more I got to tank either here. I will say this: we were on the strip tonight. After Mania, we went up to the Sunset Strip, and I kind of got the energy again once we got there, and I was like, maybe I want to stay out all night drinking on the Sunset Strip tonight, like the old days. But then we thought better of that, which was good. So then we came back to the hotel. So here we are. We didn't even get up there until almost midnight.
Yeah, the getting out of that building was insane. No direction, no traffic direction or anything like that. Nobody moved for like 45. Was it longer than 45?
It was longer than that. I don't know how long it was, but it was longer than that.
We sat there for at minimum of an hour, and once we finally got out of there, it was fine. But damn, getting out and getting in, I didn't think was too bad.
Yeah, and getting in was easy, except for the price.
Yeah, $80 to park your vehicle at SoFi Stadium.
We're trying to deter people from doing that. But what are you supposed to do?
What are you supposed to? Yeah, you're already in there.
Yeah.
$80 to park your car at SoFi Stadium. But other than that, we went to the NXT show this morning.
Hold on, let's say real quick that we had the idea that we would go to El Segundo to do the Broken Skull.
Yes.
The Broken Skull fair, the shuttle.
Yeah.
From Stone Cold.
Yeah, Stone Cold. What?
Austin was running the what shuttle from Broken Skull over to SoFi, which was $100 and was one way.
So you could drive to El Segundo, get driven to SoFi, and you had to figure out how to get back to your vehicle.
How the hell was anyone getting back to their vehicle? And it was more expensive than just parking in the damn lot.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah. So we parked in the lot.
Yeah, we parked in the lot, and whew. Today didn't feel like it was going to be a long day, but we were just saying that today snuck up on us.
Yeah.
It didn't feel like a long day until, like, as we sat in that traffic, the longer and longer we sat trying to get out of the building, the worse and worse it got.
Yeah.
But
it started out great. Everything started out great.
It was so good. So, huge shout out to Mrs. Andretti. She got us the hookup on the NXT tickets, sure. And we had an awesome experience. Literally,
it was great. Other than the fact that my leg is now numb. And, I mean, look, those seats are not. They're not built for comfort. Let's put it that way.
No.
Look, I was surprisingly enough, I was good with the width.
Yeah.
But the length between seats was unbearable, dude.
Yeah.
Like I had my leg like under my other leg, and the most comfortable place I could find was when I jammed my knee above the drink holder into the gap between the two seats in front of me, and I knew I'd be okay when my leg just started to go numb, and it did. And then my foot fell asleep, and I was trying to wake my foot up for like 30 minutes. But the best way I can describe it is that scene in Kickboxer when Van Damme is kicking the tree to try to kill all the nerves in his leg. So that he can deaden his shins. That's what I felt like. Only what I was doing was a hell of a lot less athletic. Oh my God. My leg's still killing me right now. Holy shit! I will have black and blue mark all over my freaking shins tomorrow, man.
Yeah, there was the room. There's not a lot of length to sit. If you're taller than. I'm 5'8". If you're any taller than what I am, you've lost a lot of room.
That was brutal.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Yeah.
But yeah, we had amazing seats. I'm sure if you checked us out on Instagram, you saw where we sat today in the story. But yeah, the seats were absolutely unbelievable. And that show was, at that point in time, the best show we've seen all week.
No question about it.
Like, leaps and bounds ahead of everything else we've seen.
Because that's what Ring of Honor should be.
Right.
It should be developmental and everybody getting work and
Mhm.
it being really good.
Not bringing
not a
dynamite
mishmash,
talents. Yeah.
yes, of talent with
Yeah.
no real. Not an aimless. There's such aimlessness with it.
Yeah.
It's really frustrating. But yeah, that NXT show was just fantastic, man. Everybody was great. The effort was great. The production was incredible. Everything was incredible.
I couldn't believe, like, what we talked about a lot today, after the two shows that we saw today, and seeing all the other wrestling shows that we've seen all week, the the difference in the shows from when you go to like a Pandemonium show or a Relentless show, and you got, they can't play the right fucking music for someone to come out, or they play that some more.
Here's the difference. Those are controllable things that they still couldn't control.
Yeah.
And that is not good.
Right.
WWE controls everything and they do it perfectly.
Yeah.
And look, I know that Pandemonium and Relentless are not the WWE.
They're not correct.
I get it. But when you fumble controllables, it's usually a pretty bad sign.
Yeah.
And those were bad signs.
Right.
Now we know every show we ever go to, if there's screw-ups like that, we're going to be like, we're in for a hell of a ride here.
Yeah. But what the thing that really stood out was, like, this is what it means to go to the big time.
Yes.
And like, this is like a real production. This is what it means when you've made it. And then tonight with WrestleMania is you have a 1000% made it. Like, you've arrived.
I mean, there's not a whole lot of words to describe how just the spectacle. You know what I mean? Like it's just incredible. The effort that has gone into that show.
Yeah.
Is just astronomical, man.
I literally just, when you walk into that stadium and you get to the concourse where you can see that arena and what they did to it, like, it's mind-blowing. Like, it looks really good on TV, but when you're standing there in it, it's a completely different story. And by the end of it, like, by the time we got, like, you snapped a picture or two and you're just looking around and like seeing like how many people you were surrounded by.
Over 80,000.
Yeah.
And they all drove to the show.
And they all paid $80 to get in there. How much money did the WWE make on parking tonight?
It's unbelievable. But I mean, it's just incredible. The amount of things that they were selling.
Yes,
the merch was everywhere.
Merch was there. You couldn't look somewhere where you couldn't see a merch stand.
And how many times did I complain about that all week about there's no merch?
Yeah.
Where's everybody's stuff?
Yeah.
So I'm gonna buy it.
And it was everywhere tonight. There was not, as soon as you got in the building, there was merch. And when you went up the escalators, it was at the top of the escalators. You turned at the escalators, it was on the other side of the escalators. Like,
I mean, just the fact that what really jumped out at me too today was just the amount of replica belts.
Yeah.
I didn't realize it was that big of a market, dude. Apparently everybody wants replica belts because everybody had them today.
Yes, if you didn't have a belt, you looked like an outsider.
I was the only one there that wasn't a champ. Today,
yeah.
Is what it felt like.
Yeah.
God almighty.
There was people, we stopped at In-N-Out before we got to before we went to the stadium. We stopped at In-N-Out, which is like right up the street. And there were people walking in and out of just the burger place with titles on their shoulders.
Yeah, they were eating hamburgers.
Eating cheeseburgers miles away from the stadium wearing belts.
Yeah.
Like,
when they started selling the replica belts, I was glad because that's something that we always wanted.
Right.
Up, right.
Yeah, and I'm in that boat. I have my own replica belt,
sure.
But whenever you take the belt in there, it's champion's burden.
Yeah.
Like, it's not fun to carry around when you're in there. But a lot of people love doing that. It's annoying to sit and hold it. And because, like, then you're obligated to hold it in your hands. You don't want it on the ground.
Yeah, you don't want to put it on the ground bags, just people behind you spilled soda and beer and everything else all over it.
Right, and then you don't want to put it around your waist because you can't sit down. So it is annoying
I mean,
whenever I
that
took
poor
mine.
guy, that guy. I mean, we were up pretty high, and that dude crawled up those steps. He was a big dude.
Yeah,
And he looked like he was about ready to fall over,
yeah,
carrying 2 belts.
yeah.
And it's like,
So
bro, you are the undisputed champion, man. Like you crawled your ass up all those steps carrying those 2 belts, man. Hats off to you.
yeah, so I will say this. I've only been nervous one time in a stadium where I was like, damn, I'm high. Uh, that was at Lincoln Financial Field where
Well, I can't wait for that.
conveniently where WrestleMania is at next year.
I'm gonna be saving up the money to buy a floor seat while you idiots are gonna be up in the freaking crow's nest.
And, and it was legitimately a crow's nest.
We got up there and I was like, look, I am probably afraid of heights, probably, but it's more like vertigo. It feels like where when I look down, even if I'm like in a stairwell, right,
Mhm.
and I would look down, oh, you see all the way straight
Yeah,
down,
yeah,
right?
yeah, yeah.
If I look down, I get vertigo from it. So I don't know if that's like afraid of heights or if I'm afraid to look down because I know I'm going to get vertigo. I don't know if
Yeah.
that means you're afraid of heights or not. I have no idea. But when we got up there today, dude, it was like we're pretty high.
Yeah.
It's like, and there's like, it looks like you're just gonna fall off the cliff. Is what it looks like
Yeah.
at any moment, right?
Right.
Of course, you're not going to. Right?
You're not
But,
going
like,
to, but you feel like it.
Yeah.
Because at one point, whenever Sammy and Kevin won the belts at the end, I could feel it shaking underneath my feet,
Yeah.
and that didn't make me feel good. But
But there was idiots leaning on the freaking glass.
yeah, there was this one moron that sat down in front of us.
Oh
He
my
was
God.
he was banging on that glass like
I can't believe they didn't throw that guy, or maybe not throw him out, but I can't believe they didn't reprimand that guy or tell him, hey, dude, you gotta quit.
yeah. Um,
Because you were not supposed to be shaking that shit, dude.
no. And so like sitting in that stadium, I realized I was pretty high in the air. And then you're kind of looking around at that canopy and you're just like, what the hell's holding that up there? What's holding this enormous video board?
Yeah.
And how did they get it up there? How did they take it down? And then all the things start racing through your mind in a matter of seconds. Like, what happens if this thing falls on all these people?
Well, when we got up there, man, and you were like, I think I'm gonna go for a walk. I'm like, I'm good. I'm
Yeah,
staying. I'm
yeah,
gonna
yeah.
sit
You
here.
didn't want to move.
I'm not going anywhere. And I sat there for a long time before I got back up. But I mean, we even being that high up, we were hoping that we would get a free, an empty seat beside us where we could throw jackets and stuff like that. But
Which
like,
luckily we did later
dude,
on.
Later on we did because that guy, the guy with the Naruto headband left. What the hell
Yeah.
happened to that guy?
I don't know. He literally left like 2 matches. He came in 2 matches late, and then
Yeah.
he stayed for like 1.5 matches and then left. He
And
was
never came
gone.
back.
Never came back.
Yeah, I don't know what happened to that guy, but the dude beside me was at NXT too. I mean, I didn't see him there obviously, but I was talking to him a little bit. And he said that who was carrying a belt and had AirPods and was listening to the show on his phone to get the commentary through the Peacock.
Oh.
Kind of like take a
I heard
radio
that. I heard
baseball.
that. I heard that it was behind though.
It got later. It got behind late. I don't
Oh.
know why. It was even Mongoose was telling us about that.
Yeah, because I remember him saying like, "Thanks for giving that away. You're literally 17 seconds ahead
Yeah,
of us."
but I think by the end we were even more than that ahead.
Right.
But that guy was saying too that like that it just was insane the fact that like that place was so full, man.
Yeah.
Like there were no seats.
I
I mean,
can't.
I don't think they sold that place out.
I,
But it looked
tomorrow's gonna be
real close.
tomorrow's gonna be sold out for
Yeah,
sure.
Yeah.
I can't. Whenever we got past the like taking the initial pictures and you're walking around and like you like take a second like take it all in, like you can't like it's like breathtaking. Honestly,
It
like
really is.
there's no way to other way to describe it other than it's like literally breathtaking.
Yeah.
Like the amount of like what you said, the amount of effort that they put into this thing, like they transformed this.
Dude, I can't even imagine being a talent
Yeah,
walking out on that stage, dude.
and
I
seeing what
mean,
that looks like.
having 81,000 people screaming. I mean, like, how do you not faint?
Yeah,
You know what I
like
mean?
I'd shit myself.
Oh my god, man! I mean, I
I was
obviously,
shitting myself and I was just watching the show.
It was crazy, absolutely crazy.
Absolutely crazy. It's just it's literally insane. Like this is like what we were talking about earlier is like that is like the biggest stage of them all, and like I can't imagine like what it's like if you're a rookie talent
Yeah.
and like this is your first time. Like, what do you do?
You know, I went to the last one, and it was in New Orleans. Like 5 years ago or whatever it was,
Yeah.
somewhere around there. And I don't know if it was because we were sitting directly across from the entranceway
Mm-hmm.
that I didn't get a good depth perception of how big the stage was.
Mm-hmm.
But today, sitting on the side and being able to look diagonally
Mm-hmm.
at the huge ramp. And
The
everything,
ramp
like,
is so big. I don't think
I
people
feel-
realize how big that ramp
dude,
is.
it had to be 80 yards, right? If not longer than that.
It has to be longer than that because, like, if you think, I guess you're thinking where it lets off from the stage and then it gets to the, yeah, it's got to be at minimum 80
Yeah,
yards
somewhere around there.
because
But,
it's like up and elevated
you get such a good perception of just the size of this
yeah,
production, right?
it's huge.
All those freaking lights, dude. I mean, so for perspective, this morning when we were at NXT, we were we were 2 or 3 rows behind the
2 rows behind the lighting crew and
yeah,
the sound guys,
Yeah, so they got all their setup right in front of us,
which
right?
was so cool to
Which
see
was
them.
awesome. Yeah, it was fantastic. So,
Yeah.
but then today, we're on the hard cam, right? So we can see below the hard cam,
Yeah.
way across which was miles away.
Yeah, literally was probably 2 miles away
Oh
what
my
it looked
God.
like.
But like they had like 50 times what they had.
They had
This
one
was-
guy. They literally had one guy with a table that had 3 monitors and a touch screen,
Yeah.
and then the sound guy had 3 monitors and a touch screen. They had a platform there that was so big. I don't even know the size of it. It looked like it was like 4 rings.
It was insane.
Yeah, with all the sound and the lighting
Just
and
the amount of just equipment, man, is just like if you've never seen it, you got to see it. I mean, it's just you don't get I don't even know if there's that much equipment for the Super Bowl.
yeah,
Probably not.
probably
They don't need
not.
it.
No,
It's
you don't.
just
They
so-
don't need it. They just need lights.
I mean, that was just it's overwhelming to think about how much the manpower and the effort, how
Yeah.
long it took to build the stage. You know how they had to figure out how to get the letters built and how to get the carpeting put in. And all,
Yeah.
it's just like when did they start planning this? Is this like a May thing where they've got 11 months to plan this thing out?
I think I heard before that they start around 9 months out planning.
I mean, I would
They start
imagine.
with like designing and then they start building right
Yeah.
away.
Who the hell is on that staff, man? I mean,
I'd
whoever-
love to be on that set. I'd
Me
love to
too.
like
It's
know
just-
like how
just
they
to be
designed
on
it.
a dedicated Mania staff because
Yeah.
it's one event a year,
Yeah.
but it's a year-round job.
Yeah.
It's incredible.
That's job security for
Yeah,
sure.
Yeah,
Like, this was this stage that they put up this year feels extra special because it feels 1,000% unique to the show.
yes,
And what seems that they've gotten a little bit lazy over the last couple years. Because last year for 38 in Dallas, that one wasn't lazy. That was very well done, I thought. The big star because it was in Dallas and
Yeah.
Dallas Cowboys. 37 was the big pirate ship and all that.
yeah.
36 was the COVID one that was, they couldn't do anything with that one. But 35 was pretty lazy with just the big flat video board.
Yeah, that's what I remember. A big. I mean, they had a lot of that. Was that the New Orleans one?
The big 35
35's
35's New York with the
Okay,
triple with the
what
women's
was
triple
what was
threat.
what was the New Orleans one? That was
The big Mardi Gras mask.
yes, yeah.
That one was a good one.
That was. I feel like it was more video board than anything else. Though.
Right. It was video. It was a
Yeah.
lot of video board.
But that stage today was like you're going to the freaking Oscars, man.
Yeah, it was
Very
awesome.
cool.
Yeah, it was really cool.
They had the freaking on the levels. They had the like the light boards on the individual levels where you could see it. From
Yeah.
The front. I mean it's crazy.
And then they had the I don't know if you could really see it that well on the telecast, but so you had the big V that led into where the wrestlers would come in, but on the outside of those video boards, like facing the fans, they were running posters of like what match was on, but then they also ran posters of all the talent,
Yeah.
like each talent that was
Had, like,
on
their
the
own
show.
had like their own movie poster.
It was awesome.
It was unbelievable.
It was really cool.
I mean, hats off. What a production, man.
Yeah.
Just a 10 out of 10.
I felt like we had to start this whole show off with talking about the production,
I mean, there's just you can't say enough of good things about these people, about the effort.
it was
The
awesome.
effort is unbelievable.
Yeah.
And like,
And to think that they started building that thing last weekend.
Yeah.
And they had it built in 5 or 6 days. Like that's what they built in 5 or 6 days.
Yeah.
It's unreal.
That was pretty great. So, but NXT was awesome. You know, we ended up getting food and drink vouchers, which were also really great.
Dude, we got an egg sandwich today, and
I mean,
the egg that was in it was 1.5 inches thick.
yeah,
It was amazing.
It was amazing.
It was a brick of egg.
So we got in there, and
It was so good.
I mean, it was. We can go through the card. Do you have the card pulled up?
I do.
Okay. What was the? Were there pre-show matches for that one?
There was. I don't think there was.
I don't think there was either.
No, because we had it started off. No, they went right into the card because we weren't sure if they were starting or not, and then but they did. So it was Chase U and Tyler Bate versus Schism,
Okay.
and Chase U won.
Yeah. You know, I really hope that. I mean, I like Zach Gibson a lot, man. I think that guy's good, and his tag team partner's pretty good too. I don't even remember that guy's name at this point. James Drake, is that it? But they gave Gibson a contact lens that makes his eye look real goofy, right?
Mm-hmm.
Man, I hope they're not trolling Robert Gibson with that. I really hope that's not a troll. Because Robert Gibson's crazy eye. I mean, I really hope that they didn't do that, man. Look, it's funny. I get it. And I'm trying to connect the dots because I'm an asshole in the crowd. Like, I even said this last night. Like, it's no secret. The Rockers were given the gimmick that they were given because of the Rock and Roll Express.
Mm-hmm.
And because they were younger and better looking. And it's just what it is.
Yeah.
So Robert Gibson, part of the Rock and Roll Express, is that Sean trolling Robert Gibson?
I don't know.
With the freaking contact in the name?
What if he's trolling himself?
I just hope it's not. I don't think it is. I'm sure I'm just being a conspiracy theorist, but it's just very coincidental, all of that.
Yeah.
The Rock's daughter is okay. She's
okay.
What she is, yeah.
Her mouth never closes.
Yeah. But that I was telling you today. I mean, I don't know what's going on there, but like every time the camera catches her,
her mouth is wide open,
like,
catching flies.
Open. Yeah, catching flies.
Yeah,
it's got to be coincidence.
Dude, her mouth. It looks like her lips have never touched each other. They're like in the same. It's like they're part of the same place, but they're on this like they just don't. They never touch each other.
I don't know, but it's interesting because the Gacy guy was Joe Gacy in CZW.
Mm-hmm.
He was Joe Gacy. I don't know why they let that guy keep his name. That guy was allowed to keep his name when he came to NXT, and other people have to change everything. So
because John Moxley was at CZW.
Yeah.
Then he had to change his name.
Yeah, so I have no idea.
That
match was fine.
It was fine. That was a really good. That was a cool little thing where they did the turn, but he was faking him out.
It seems like he has definitely gotten better in the ring. That probably, and look, I know, recency bias. I get it, right? With you just saw him, so you think he's better than what he really is. Like,
yeah.
And you see him live, so you think the band's better live than what they really are, right?
Right. Yeah.
But I thought that was probably the best that I've seen that dude.
Mm-hmm.
He's a pretty big guy.
Pretty big
so
guy.
he moves pretty well for a big guy. But yeah, that was pretty fun. Pretty fun match.
Yeah, and then after that we had the women's NXT title with the ladder match.
It was a really good example of how to do a good ladder match.
Unlike
with people that don't know what the fuck they're doing.
With exactly what ROH did last night versus what NXT did this morning was leaps and bounds better.
Yeah.
And that spot at the end with Loomis sliding it out under.
It's unbelievable.
It was so good.
So well done. I mean, long-term storytelling, pal, is what it is.
Absolutely.
And I do think they're together in real life. I'm pretty sure they are, because whenever that match was over and they went dark on the ring and they were showing the video package on the screen, Loomis kissed her. So I think that they're either engaged or they've been dating for a long time or they're married. I don't know. But, really cool to see that. And then Candice and Johnny and Indy and Loomis all hugged, later on in the show.
Yeah,
which was really cool to see.
It was really cool to see. And then after that, we had the tag team title match, the men's tag team.
We should say about that ladder. There's a couple things about that ladder match.
Yeah.
So the composition of that was interesting because they had people that had no idea. You know, they're just greener than a pepper tree, right?
Uh-huh.
They had people in there that were greener than a pepper tree. But then they had Zoe Stark that was in there who's worked indies and she's been in NXT now for like 2 years, maybe somewhere around there. She's phenomenally talented.
Mm-hmm.
She's going to get pulled to the main roster. She's awesome. Indy Hartwell, I'm very happy to see her get that belt. She's been kind of toiling a little bit in NXT, you know, without Gargano there, with Candice up on the main roster.
Right, yeah.
She's just kind of a little aimless for a little while, but now I think it was the right call, man. Even if it's transition, I don't care. I just am glad to see that she got the belt.
Right.
But that bump that Tiffany Stratton took off the top of that ladder, man, how great was that?
It was really good.
It was great. It was a great.
Yeah, it was very.
And she has no idea what she's doing.
No, right.
She's never been in a ladder match before. You know what I mean? So the composition of that match I thought was really interesting about who they put in there. But you know, the one thing to do that I leaned over to you and said, right on the camera, they did that Canadian Destroyer spot.
Right.
And I was like, are they trolling them from last night?
Yeah.
With Dante Martin. I mean, like, I'm assuming no, you know, but like, I wouldn't put it past anybody in the WWE to be like, okay, we're gonna do a Canadian Destroyer spot.
Right away.
Last night. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that was kind of funny.
Yeah, that was funny. The other thing about this match is that when you watch a ladder match on TV, it seems as though that title is about 97 feet in the air.
Yeah.
It's as high as what SoFi Stadium video board is. While we were there watching, it wasn't quite as high as what you might think it might be.
Right.
I mean, it's up there still, but not as high as what you would assume that it would be.
Yeah.
But it was still really cool to see all of that, like, live and in person, and as close as we were, like...
It was fantastic.
It's just fantastic.
What
That
a
match...
great show, man.
To me, that's not my favorite match of the day. It's my second favorite of the NXT show. But we're gonna get to the one that I thought was my favorite. So, but then we had the Creeds and the Family versus Gallus for the NXT titles.
Yeah.
That match was not bad. There was some good stuff in there.
Sure.
Gallus winning I'm totally fine with that or whatever. And I don't really have much more to say about that.
Well, for me, the biggest thing with that match was Joe Coffey coming back.
Yeah, I
am
forgot about that.
Big time Joe Coffey fan, dude. I love that guy in NXT UK. He headlined that I think it was the first NXT UK premium live event they did. I think it was, if I'm not mistaken, it was Tyler Bate and Joe Coffey.
I think so, yeah.
And dude, that guy's awesome.
Yeah.
He's not the tallest guy in the world. He's real thick.
Mm-hmm.
He can talk his ass off, man. He's just like a powerhouse guy who's just got venom with everything he says, dude.
Yeah.
He's got conviction with everything he says. He's got venom in his voice. He's amazing on the mic. I cannot wait. I'm so happy that all three guys from Gallus are back together again, man. I don't know if it was a visa issue or an injury or what it was, but having Joe Coffey being a part of Gallus is gonna, like, because here's the thing. There's a lot of people that were saying, like, you know, I like this team, right?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why they're the champs. Now, we've heard that from how many different people? Like, fans have been saying that. Like,
right.
People who don't know that they were in NXT UK, right?
Yeah,
which closes doors, right? So people don't really know who the Coffey brothers are and even Wolfgang, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, but like not having Joe be a part of that when he's the leader of the group, right? And again, I don't know if it was a visa issue or an injury or what it was, but now with that guy back, dude, they've got a very real mouthpiece to lead that charge, and it's going to be awesome. So if you're on the fence about Gallus, just give me 2 months.
Yeah.
Okay? I promise you, when you start hearing this guy talk and cut promos, you're going to be like, this guy's awesome.
Yeah. I can't. I remember seeing some Joe Coffey stuff before, but I obviously I got away from watching NXT. So.
I mean, as we all did for a while.
Right. And then this is what I would say would be my third favorite match of the night was the Wesley Axiom, Dragon Lee, Ilya Dragunov, and JD McDonough. This
I mean,
match,
find a match in wrestling history with people that are more talented than those guys. Like, I mean,
it's hard for me to say that it's my third favorite match, but like
they were
it
awesome.
was 2A and 2B for me.
Yeah.
And everybody in that match was so good. And they presented Wesley like a star.
Yeah.
That guy is going to be a big star in the future.
Everybody came off well.
Everybody came off well. I think I like Axiom more than I like.
Well, that's A Kid. That's A Kid. He was A Kid in NXT UK.
Oh, that's that
Portuguese
guy.
Portuguese wrestler. He started wearing the mask when he came over to the United States.
Oh,
He's
I didn't.
awesome, dude.
Okay, that makes so much more sense now.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm all in on Axiom. That guy is awesome.
Yeah, he's really great.
His mask is really cool. It looks like a Power Ranger mask.
Sure. Yeah, helmet, like Power Ranger helmet. Yeah.
It looks like a Power Ranger helmet. Yeah. I thought it was awesome. Ilya Dragunov had a really good showing. Everybody in this match had a really good showing.
I mean, you know, it's been down since the days where Triple H was running everything, right?
Right.
Where FTR was there and Pac and everybody else was all there. Like, those days are in the rear view. But I mean, dude, that pay-per-view today, like that premium live event they were today, it felt like a takeover.
It felt like a takeover.
It felt just as good as like the good run of takeovers we've seen for all those years, man.
Right.
That was unquestionably the best premium live event they've done since that.
It was incredibly well done. And then leading into the next match was Gargano and Grayson Waller, which was my favorite match of the night.
Great match.
That match was so good.
And I know you're not a fan of Waller's gear. I know you've been saying this for a long time, but like, I don't know what else to do with that guy, because I don't think pants would look good. I don't think trunks would look good.
I think trunks can be done.
You don't think the shorts are the best look for him, even though that doesn't look great.
No, I don't like the shorts.
Yeah.
I think the shorts you're not Kevin Owens. Kevin Owens needs the shorts. Grayson Waller doesn't need the shorts. I get why it's like a boxer type short that he wears, but no. Let's get pants, brother.
That was a hell of a match.
That match was so good. I don't think it was as good. This main event was good, but
about that Waller match, how great was that when Candace jumped over the barrier?
When Candace handed whenever she handed the baby off and hopped that railing and started whipping his ass with that kendo stick,
him to death.
Those shots were like right in front of us. And his back
was all tore
literally tore up in seconds. It was like a meat grinder hit his back.
Well, she cracked a stick on his back and then kept beating him with the damn thing.
Yeah, it was broken in half, and then he grabbed it right there after that. Oh, it was so good. That match
probably grabbed it because he was like, "Quit hitting me with the damn thing."
Yeah.
You made your point.
Yeah.
This isn't supposed to be real. What are you doing?
Yeah. But yeah, that match is so good. I'm adding that one to the Podski's early match of the year candidate.
That was great.
Because it was really good. And then we had the Alba Fire and Isla Dawn versus the trio of Fallon Henley and Kiana James. I caught you with that one.
It's really like, it's so hokey. The storyline is so hokey, right?
I don't even get the storyline, but
one of them is manipulating one of the fake smoking guns, who's apparently never had sex, right? So she's a very good-looking woman who's manipulating him, and the other guy, the fake Kevin Nash. I think I don't know these people's names. I think it's Brooks Jensen. I think is the guy who has never kissed a girl. I think that's what his name is.
Okay.
The guy with the weird freaking fake Robert Martyr haircut.
Oh.
It's brown.
Okay.
So that hashtag Robert Martyr.
We're putting over Robert Martyr again.
But that the storyline is that Fallon Henley and fake Nash are they know what's going on, and they're trying to convey to fake Robert Martyr. Dude, I'm off the fucking reservation right now. Dude. Like, I don't know if I had too many to drink or what, but like, I had one drink. So I don't know what the hell's going on. But, like, this fake guy. But no, so Tasha Price and I'm trying to confuse everybody here right now. But so Tesha Price, who was also known as Fallon Henley,
Okay.
and Fake Nash. I don't know that guy's name. I feel bad.
We're just gonna keep saying Fake Nash.
I think he's so good.
Is that the guy that was in the purple?
Yes.
Okay.
Purple shirt.
Purple velvet shirt dude.
Velvet shirt. Purple shirt.
Yeah.
So Tesha Price in purple shirt are trying to like get the fucking guy
Robert Martyr guy.
fake Robert Martyr. Dude, should we just stop this podcast right now? Like, I don't even know I don't know where I'm at right now. It's just like somebody tag me out, get me out of the ring. Okay, let me try to say this real quick. Fake Kevin Nash is wearing a purple shirt. Okay, Tesha Price is Fallon Henley.
Who I think is two people.
Yeah, oh God almighty. So they're trying to get Brooks Jensen, okay,
Yes.
to understand that Kiana James is cheating on him, or she's
a
lying,
dirtball.
at the very least lying, misleading him,
Yes.
right? And manipulating him,
Right.
So then they end up dropping the belts. I didn't think it was going to happen already.
Yeah.
I knew it was going to happen sooner or later, but like I didn't think it was going to happen already.
Yeah.
But so then at the end of that match, Brooks Jensen's trying to jump into the ring to cheat,
Yeah.
right? And Fake Nash grabs him, and Tesha Price grabs him, right?
Yeah.
And they're like, "What the fuck are you doing, dude? We're baby faces. You're not supposed to be jumping in there and cheating."
Yeah.
So there was kind of like a awkward, "What are we doing here?" kind of standoff, where it was kind of where the team is kind of breaking up at this point,
Mm-hmm.
where you've got Kiana James and Brooks Jensen, and you've got Tesha Price, and you've got Fake Nash.
Yeah.
Right. It's pretty good. Everything's been pretty good.
Yeah.
So I don't know where we're going. I'm assuming we're going to get a tag team match with the two of them, where they're going to start blaming each other about why they lost the belts. But the flip side of that, man, is that I've been a KLR fan, Kaylee Ray, for 5 years. For her, in NXT UK, I've been a huge fan of KLR, man, and she's now Alba Fire in NXT.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and I, for whatever reason, she just has never gotten a really good singles run, even though she's one of the best women in it. Probably the second best woman in that division, at least in NXT, behind Zoe Stark. I love Zoe Stark, but Isla Dawn is her tag team partner. It's good to see them with belts. I'm glad they won the belts. It's good for both of them that they have those belts. So we'll see where this goes, man. But I mean, like that story it's been silly. It's been a little hokey. But now we're getting to the point where they had the belts, they lost the belts. Where do we go next, right? It looks like we're going to get a tag team match down the road. I'm sure we're going to get a further falling out pretty soon with the fake smoking guns and with the two girls. But I will say this, dude, Kiana James, for not having a wrestling background, is awesome. She gets better every time I see her. She's going to be really good, man.
Yeah. Yeah, that is interesting because I from what I understand of this feud is that it is a lot of hokey BS, but that like now it's time where they can make it a serious one now.
Yeah.
But yeah, and then our main
a lot of fun.
It was.
Everybody did a great job. It was a lot of fun.
Right. It felt like this show flew by.
Yeah.
And then the main event, Carmelo Hayes and Braun Breaker, which the presentation that they gave Carmelo Hayes, what a presentation!
He's a star.
And
He looks like a star.
He looks like $1 million. He will be on the main event, or he'll be on the main roster this time next year.
Yeah.
If he doesn't get moved up after next year's Mania, like what are we doing?
Yeah.
But the main takeaway from this match is that DDP and I became best friends. And so DDP was standing literally, I don't know, like what, maybe 40 yards to our left?
Yeah.
Not even 40 yards.
Oh, no, like the corner of the stage.
Like he was standing at the corner of the stage.
Yeah.
And I looked over, well, you looked over and said, "Oh, fuck, there's DDP." And then I looked over and I instantly got excited because if we remember the show from yesterday where I started leaking all confidence with Too Cold Scorpio, I was not going to let that chance happen again. So I just kept peeking over, looking at DDP because it's fucking DDP. And if you know us,
Nobody else saw him.
no, right, no one else called it out. So, and if you're a frequent listener of the Podski, we always say that's how you build strength. You do a fat burner and you add an energy, and that's how you're going to build strength. So I keep watching him, and he looks up at us at one point, like looks up at the crowd, and I throw up the bang, and I yell DDP, DDP, and he gives it back to me, and then everyone else realizes fucking DDP standing at the stage, and he gives it back to me, and we became best
That was
friends.
awesome.
It was so awesome.
That was really cool. So
I wish we would have that on camera.
I mean, now you're in a faction.
I
at this
yes,
point with
right.
with DDP and Kenny King.
Yes.
I mean, what do you got to come up with a name, dude? You're gonna do it right now. Just come up with a name, come up with a gimmick. You and Kenny King and DDP, dude. You guys are you're good friends. You're on the road together.
Right.
You got to come up with something.
Right. We
You
got to
might
come
be
up.
trios champs.
Yes.
You can end up being the Podski trios champs.
Correct. Who's gonna stop that group?
There's no other teams. So.
Right. So exactly. We're a one-man gang.
God. It's me and Dan Barry.
It's you and Dan Barry.
Who
And Mongoose.
Davis.
And Mark Davis.
Me, Dan Barry, and Mark Davis. Jesus. 3 white dudes with attitudes.
Yeah. Well, two white dudes and a cop.
Find 3 more white people than me, Dan Barry, and Mark Davis.
Oh my! Shout out Dan Barry. We saw you on the telecast tonight.
How insane was that?
That was so awesome.
I almost threw myself over the fucking barrier.
Yes, we were
like a little girl.
Everybody was like sitting there like, okay, well, Dom's coming out, and then we see Dan Barry, and both of us stood up out of our seats and yelled,
"Shriek,
Dan Barry!"
I think I might have shrieked.
Everybody looked at us like we were insane.
They looked at us, who the fuck is Dan Barry? And we were marking out like you was Hulk Hogan.
It was so good. Oh, congratulations, Dan! You made it to the big time.
Dude, that was so awesome.
It was so awesome.
And the thing that's cool too was like every one of those shows we went to, we were like, I wonder if we're going to see Dan Barry at Pandemonium. Right?
Yeah.
Well, maybe we'll see Dan at one of these shows, right?
Right.
Dan, who we met at that show in Long Island, we talked to that guy so much.
Yeah.
After the show, and he was like unbelievable experience, right?
And he's just on WrestleMania, just walking Dom
He
to the
just
ring.
walks out,
He's
man.
a secure. So if you watch the show, and Dominic Mysterio is coming out in the mask, Dan Barry is the white security guard on Dom's right side or on your screen on the left side.
Yes.
He's the guy in the front, and he's just smiling from ear to ear walking out.
I mean, dude, when I saw that, I wanted to just faint.
Yeah.
How the hell is that possible?
Yeah.
How did he get
that
hooked
gig?
up?
Yeah. How did he get that gig?
It's so funny.
It's so awesome. So shout out Dan.
I'm so happy for that guy, dude.
Yeah.
That guy got to be at WrestleMania. He was a part of WrestleMania.
Yes, like literally, and like a focal point of WrestleMania just because of the spot he was in.
Yeah.
It was so awesome.
That's so great.
So happy for Dan.
Dan, we're super happy for you, man. I hope you end up headlining WrestleMania next year. Maybe this will be like the first. Once you get your foot in the door with Mania.
Right. It'll catapult you.
It could be Cody Rhodes and Dan Barry at Mania in Philadelphia.
Man, talk about a double-edged sword for the Podski. Man, but yeah, back to this. We got way off the rails there. Back to the NXT show. That production of that main event and them crowning Carmelo Hayes was 1000% the right call.
It's just time, dude.
Everyone was booing Breaker.
Yeah.
And anything Breaker did, it was silent in there.
I don't understand it. I mean, I think that maybe they went 3 months too long with him.
Yeah.
Maybe Waller wasn't the right guy to put the belt on 3 months ago, but Carmelo Hayes is.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe they should have went to Hayes 3 months ago. I don't know, but dude, he looks like a freaking star. Man.
He looks like a star.
Breaker looked awesome in that match too, man.
Breaker looked great too. Which I mean that's kind of what they want. Probably.
I'm assuming that he's gonna go heel.
He's gonna go full heel.
Get some kind of an NXT heel run.
Yeah, and then he'll probably go up to
the Because I think, I know I kind of poo-pooed this earlier, but in previous episodes, but maybe a breaker heel turn is not the worst thing in the world.
Yeah, because we were really shitting on it when the dirt sheets were saying that that's what was going to happen.
Yeah.
I don't think that might not be a bad call now. That might probably the right call. That's why they get.
Hayes is kind of like one of those guys that's kind of like, he's so arrogant. The
Yeah.
character's so arrogant that like it does kind of push people away a little bit. But
I love it.
It's also very babyface.
Yes.
In some ways too. So he's kind of like that, like 80% babyface almost, or even a 75% babyface.
Right.
But there's still going to be enough people that are going to be like, I don't know if I really like this guy or not. But I honestly, man, I think that there's some kind of a sweet spot now with wrestling fans where you want to aim for like a 75% heel, 75% babyface, where you still got people that are kind of questioning whether or not this person is really what they say they are.
I 100% agree.
It's a different world.
It's different. Yeah.
Yeah. So I think maybe for Carmelo Hayes, that's what it is.
Yeah.
Dude, I'll tell you what. For him, he comes off like a heel a lot.
He does.
Like a self conceited heel. But everybody loves him, dude.
Yeah.
People were popping their ass off for that guy, man.
That and Trick Williams.
Yeah.
Trick's
Williams. Great.
Trick's awesome.
How good is that guy?
That guy is like so good.
I mean, he can work his ass off too, and he just doesn't wrestle anymore. He's predominantly a manager now and a mouthpiece for Carmelo, but that guy can take a bump, dude.
Yeah.
And that guy can throw people around. I mean, he's pretty good too. So I hope everyone is smart enough to understand that when Carmelo Hayes goes up, you gotta bring Trick, dude.
You gotta bring Trick. Trick is a part of it. 100%.
Yeah.
Trick's a part of it.
They got money written all over them with the two of them.
Oh, a lot of money. I loved it.
But yeah, right call. They put the belt on Hayes. Right call. He's a smaller guy in person than I expected.
Yeah, he's a little bit smaller than I thought too.
Yeah, but he
still can go.
Right.
Yeah. But yeah, then after that we left the building and we had to take a little. Everyone was doing the same thing we were doing, leaving crypto and going to SoFi.
Straight to SoFi.
And the line at the convention center, which is right beside crypto, where they do the superstore, which we will probably go to either tomorrow or Monday.
Probably tomorrow. We'll try tomorrow.
Yeah, we're going tomorrow. So, the line for that was wrapped like a snake up on the entranceway, and then it was down in the street.
Yeah.
Insane. But we got in and out of there really quick because the hookup from Mrs. Andretti. We got the employee parking.
That was unbelievable.
That was so awesome.
Yeah.
Literally right beside, we literally came up out of that garage and literally in the building. But yeah, we took a long way down to SoFi, which I realized is.
Well, I figured let's not get on the freeway.
Well, yeah, because
everybody's gonna be doing the same thing. Let's run down Western.
Yeah.
And it was the worst time in the world to have to use a restroom.
I was gonna piss my pants, and we were in about the worst part of LA you could probably be.
Yeah. And there was no bathrooms.
Everybody's
bathrooms are out of order.
Everybody's
closed or whatever.
Yeah.
And it was like, what do we get? I mean, luckily we figured it out.
Yeah, luckily that you had bottles in your back seat.
Well, I didn't want to go there, but yeah.
Yeah, but that's whatever.
I mean, it is what it is, man. I mean,
yeah.
You've got to go. You got to go. So that's what we did. But so we got down to In-N-Out. There were a trillion people there.
Yeah.
Jesus, man, there were so many people.
There were so many people. I will say that In-N-Out got us in and out very quickly.
It did. They actually did. How great were those burgers, dude?
Dude, that's okay. So
it's so fresh.
Here is my review of In-N-Out. The burger sandwich makes Five Guys look like a McDonald's burger to a Burger King burger.
I like McDonald's, man.
I know you like McDonald's, but I think that Burger King burgers are better than McDonald's burgers. But
I don't know if I necessarily disagree with that. I might agree with you on that.
So a Five Guys burger is really greasy, which I do like a lot. But this burger was in a different stratosphere. Well, I will give the edge for Five Guys over In-N-Out is the fries. The fries at In-N-Out were dried up crisp nuggets.
Yeah, they had a lot of people coming in.
They had a lot of people coming in now, so that's understandable. But the fries, at least at Five Guys, are significantly better.
I thought those In-N-Out burgers today were unbelievable.
They were so
super
good.
fresh and super good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
super good. But yeah, then we made our way over to SoFi, where we, spent $80 to park a vehicle on an asphalt lot where I littered Podski stickers all over the porta pots. So hopefully people are scanning the link. You found us if you scanned it.
If you were in the Pink Lot Porta Potty, you're listening to This is the Podski with the Pink Lot Porta Potties. Live from the Pink Lot Porta Potty outside SoFi Stadium. WrestleMania 39. It smells like Comet in here. Holy shit.
Oh shit. But just as when we thought we had watched the best show of the week, WWE delivered night one of WrestleMania, and as we were walking out of the building, we both looked at each other and said, "That's probably the best that you could probably ever get at a WrestleMania."
Let me say it like this. After watching Stand and Deliver this morning, and night one of WrestleMania, even if that was the only thing that happened on WrestleMania,
yeah,
if those were the only matches we got for WrestleMania, if you still think there's a war between these North American promotions, you've got mental illness at this point.
There's no war.
You've got mental illness if you think that there's a war going on.
There's no war
between AEW and WWE too. There's no war happening.
If you would go to that ROH show and you leave that ROH show and you go to the NXT show, NXT's significantly better.
Yes.
Like, it is a significant jump and upgrade. And
look,
it's not the wrestling style. And no, we're not even talking about wrestling style or anything like that. We're talking about 100% presentation and effort that is put into putting the show on.
Yeah. So, look, you hate to say it because people are well respected and they do have really good takes and really good opinions. They've got good inside information. But when I listen to, because when we were going down Western, we threw on the Observer today. They're not. Look, I love Alvarez. His character,
yes,
is phenomenal. His voice is so good.
Yes,
he's an unbelievable podcast guy, right? Unbelievable newscaster guy, and he's got a lot of good insight. Always has good insight.
Yes.
Their assessment of that Ring of Honor show is bonkers to me. Their assessment of that Ring of Honor show is not what people in the building had of that. No, definitely not.
He was saying that we were exploding for things while, yes,
Dude, what are you talking about?
That's not what, like, yes, like, people were getting excited for things. That's not what we're saying, but, like, they're just straight up lying.
Yeah. Look, I don't know, but the thing that was strange to me is, like, Alvarez goes out of his way to kind of, like, say, well, they're building towards future shows.
Okay, they've been building for years.
Here's my problem with that, is that you've got 3 or 4 shows a year in Ring of Honor, right?
You're right.
That's it. You've got 3 or 4, pay-per-views a year. You're asking people to spend money to see blow-off of feuds.
Yes.
Okay? I'm not paying money to watch you set up more fucking shit that's going to happen 3 months from now.
Right.
You don't ask me to buy your pay-per-view so that you can set up the next one. I know there's going to be 1 or 2 matches. They're probably going to inherently be that, right?
Right.
It's just what wrestling is. You build it long term. But nothing happened on that show
that meant anything.
That finalized anything.
Yeah.
Everybody in that crowd wanted Mark Briscoe to win that match, dude.
Yeah.
Every single person. And everybody would have blown their wad high into the air.
Yes.
If that would have happened.
And that's not what happened.
If they would have actually sold Briscoe shirts at that show, they would have sold 700 million of them at the show.
Yeah.
They didn't do it.
Exactly.
And then we get the main event with Claudio and
Eddie Kingston.
And instead of giving the belt to Eddie Kingston and letting him run with it, a guy who just quote unquote quit AEW, who's a fan favorite, who everybody loves and wants to see win all the time,
And
who
never
gets his ass
does.
kicked all the time.
Yeah.
Instead of doing that, here's Shibata. I love Shibata.
But this is what I said to you last night. You stop hiding the fact that you didn't give us the finish that we wanted, and you try to hide it with a surprise.
Yeah.
Shibata was not a surprise. It was a fart. It was a wet fart.
It's just.
Maybe stupid internet marks love that. Worse people than us. Maybe Ponytail Patterson sat there and fucking jerked it all night to fucking Shibata coming out at the end of that show.
I mean, it's really frustrating.
I don't know. I left that show pissed.
I kind of did too, man. Like we both had fun there.
We had fun at the show,
The arena's
but like
great. Everything's great.
Right. We left at the decisions we were pissed at the decisions that were made.
Yeah.
And WWE did quite the opposite this weekend. They given us everything we've asked them for.
You know, there's a point too where you should not give the fans everything they want. Like,
right.
Everybody knows that.
Right.
You can't just book based on what people like.
Right.
Like, you got to lead people along and tell a story over the course of 8 months or
correct.
whatever it is. But at the same time, man, like, it's okay to be predictable.
Yeah.
It's
as long
okay.
as long as you do it right.
Make it a case of the champ.
Just do it correctly.
If everybody wants to see a story where a guy overcomes adversity, whose brother just passed away, and he's been chasing this belt for 100 years.
Yeah.
Dude, let him win the fucking belt.
Yeah.
What the fuck are we doing? And even if Mark Briscoe came to you and said, I don't want the belt, you should have been like, you're fucking winning the belt, dude.
Yeah. Your family's in the front row. You kiss your kids mid-match.
Relinquish the belt tomorrow.
I don't care.
I give a shit.
Yeah. Throw it back in the ring.
Get the pop.
Yeah.
Sell the shirts. Get the pop. What are we doing?
And then for Dave to sit there and say, well, Vikingo and Commander had this incredible match of the year. And he was like, well, I admittedly haven't seen the Mark Hitchcock show yet.
That drives me nuts with him, dude.
That show, the Mark Hitchcock show, was better than the fucking ROH show.
He does this a lot now. I don't know.
He's just fucking throwing out shit without watching anything.
He even admits it.
He's fucking making shit up.
I didn't watch it, but this match was better. Well, why do you think that, Dave, if you haven't seen the show? It's insanity.
Beyond frustrating. So
anyway.
Back to WrestleMania. That was our tirade for the night. We're angry.
Which was really good.
Yes. That was a good tirade. So WrestleMania kicks off with Austin Theory and John Cena. And Theory beat Cena clean in the middle.
Yeah, and I don't know if it did anything for him.
Don't know.
We'll find out.
So we think Cena might be right.
Yeah.
Didn't mean anything for him.
Yeah, I don't know, man. Maybe.
I thought it was a good match, but I don't know what it did for Theory at the end of the day.
I don't know either.
And then we had the four-way, the men's showcase for an opportunity at the chance at the men's tag team championships, and it was Braun Strowman, Ricochet, Street Profits, Alpha Academy, and the Viking Raiders. And how fucking awful are the Viking Raiders now?
Oh god.
And how much did they rip off that Maxine Paler gimmick?
It's sad.
We saw Maxine Paler yesterday at Toki Joshio Pro, and then we come today and see Sarah Logan, and that thing is Sarah Logan 1000% ripped off Maxine Paler's gimmick.
Well, she might not have. It might have.
She might not have. She might not have done it, but WWE definitely did.
Yeah.
That match, there was a lot of good stuff. I thought these first two matches to kick off WrestleMania were excellent.
Yeah, they were great.
I took a piss break for this match to start, and by the end of it, I was like, I am in love with this match. Everything they did was fantastic.
Yeah, even for as much as I'm not a fan of Dawkins, he even looked pretty good in that match.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm ready for the split, man.
I'm ready for the split. It's long overdue. It's long overdue.
It's overdue.
And then we got what I thought was going to steal the show, Seth Rollins versus Logan Paul. And first off, we need to talk about the Prime. The Prime bottle.
It was awesome.
Dude, the mascot Prime bottle was so awesome.
It was so awesome.
We were trying to take bets on who it was going to be.
Well, I
And
thought it was going to be Rollins.
you thought Rollins was going
I
to
thought
swerve
Rollins
him early?
was just going to clothesline him in the back of the head or something and take the mask off, right?
I thought it was going to be Jake Paul. I didn't think it was going to be KSI. But that was a cool reveal. And then the spot in the match where Rollins pulls him and they're too busy messing around on their phones, and then they end up taking each other out, and it was so good.
It was great. That was
It was really well done. That match was really good. Seth Rollins, the conductor, was awesome. His entrance was great, and his gear was even better. Both guys' gear in this match was awesome. And yeah, and Logan Paul did the zip line deal. That was cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, I thought this match was a great moment as well. The first three matches, I don't think you could get a better first three matches out of a WrestleMania.
I know that the Logan Paul thing is the deal is coming up soon, right? Or that was his last appearance.
I think so.
They gotta sign that guy, man.
Yeah.
Try to get him there more.
Yeah.
He's got so much natural talent, man.
He's really good.
It's incredible.
Yeah. And then we had Becky, Lita, Trish versus Damage Control, and I thought this match was. I actually don't remember this match now that I think about it.
I mean, it didn't blow me away with anything. You know, I thought that.
You know what? This is when I took my piss break. I didn't go. I sat through the men's tag team match because I actually was really enjoying it. And then I was like, damn it, we're going to the women's match this soon. I need to go to the bathroom now.
Yeah. Look, I love Damage Control. I mean, you know why, but
right.
Hopefully they'll keep that thing going for a while, and everybody will keep getting paid, with everything going forward. But I was a little surprised they didn't try to do something. I mean, you don't have to have the three baby faces together. You know what I mean? Like they don't have to be together.
Right.
You could do something. I was surprised they didn't start to tease something already with like Becky and Stratus, or even Lita and Becky, or something.
Yeah, I can't believe they didn't do anything either. I was a little surprised too.
They're transitional champions. Is what I mean.
Right.
Lita's not going to be there full time.
Well, what if she is?
Well, that's fine. Whatever. Then so be it. But like, she's not going to be.
No.
But like, if they're just transitional champions, then so be it. But like, we should have maybe started that tease. Tonight,
yeah, agreed.
Even if it was subtle.
Yeah.
But we didn't get anything.
Yeah. But then we touched on this match briefly with Dom Mysterio and Rey Mysterio, with Dom's entrance, and Dan, we love you, Dan. This match was fantastic.
Right.
It lived up to every expectation that was set forth. The entrances were incredible, with Dom like being handcuffed and walked to the ring because he was in jail, and then Ray coming out in the lowrider with Snoop, and then Eddie's music. How awesome was that?
It was awesome.
It was perfect. Yeah. The crowd literally melted. There is so much of a Latino audience, especially attending this WrestleMania, that's all they wanted to see.
I mean, dude, they're gonna make so much money on this LWO stuff.
Dude, this LWO stuff is gonna be awesome.
They're gonna make so much money.
Yeah,
off of that.
So much money.
And they're gonna get everybody in AAA, and everybody in CMLL is gonna want to be a part of that damn thing.
And it's smart.
It's smart. They're gonna get Commander.
They're gonna get him.
Yeah.
It's gonna be awesome.
They're gonna get him, and they're gonna get everybody else.
What if they get Vikingo?
I mean, they could. They could.
Imagine if they put Vikingo on TV.
I mean, they gotta let him do shit. Is the thing.
Yeah.
Because there's such a safety stand with the WWE. It's different than everybody else, but everybody that works in Mexico is going to want to be a part of that group.
Yeah, it's a really smart part. A really smart call.
It's an unbelievable marketing strategy, an unbelievable recruiting strategy.
Because the LWO sucked.
It did.
In WCW. But people...
Not because of the people in it.
Not because of the people in it.
These guys are fucking awesome.
Yes.
They were the best workers on their shows.
Yeah. But now, like, people have... That was 30 years ago.
Yeah.
And now, it's like... You just inject it right into today.
They're gonna make so much money, dude.
It's exactly what you were saying earlier this week. They should just have the NWO and just keep putting new people in it all the time.
Well,
Just
the Bullet Club keeps doing it.
Yeah, why can't WWE do it?
Yeah.
So like the LWO can just keep going on and on and on forever.
Yeah.
And I think it's really smart. It's a really smart idea.
I think it's really smart too.
So the ultimate thing here is whenever Dom ends up joining LWO, which he will,
he'll come
absolutely.
back around to his family.
Right, he's gonna
He'll
do
be
that.
the biggest baby face in the world at that point.
He will literally, as big of a heel as he is now, he's gonna be an even bigger baby face then.
Yeah.
And that's what they couldn't get out of him a year ago.
Look, I gotta give a lot of credit to that guy, man, because he is a way better wrestler than what I ever gave him credit for.
Yeah, when we started this podcast,
I hated that guy's guts.
We hated his guts. We didn't care to ever see him ever again.
I called him Eric Watts so many times.
Yeah, and
now he looks like he should be on WrestleMania, and he is.
Yeah, yeah. Literally, the podcast is what 6 months old now, 7 months old, and in that short amount of time, Dom Mysterio has gone from Eric Watts to somebody who belongs on WrestleMania.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah, absolutely amazing. But yeah, Ray gets the win over Dom there, and it was awesome. It was really, really well done. I would say that was probably my second favorite match of the night.
Yeah, I can't disagree with that.
And then the SmackDown Women's Championship with Charlotte and Rhea. This match was really, really, really good.
Yeah. That's the best Charlotte's looked physically since she came back.
Yeah.
She looks like she's buckled down and really gotten into this, man.
Yeah.
She looked great.
She did. And then it was really funny because as we were leaving the building, Andrade posted a picture of her like messing like with her abs or something like that while she was sitting down there, and right beside her was an empty thing of Ben and Jerry's right before the match.
God, yeah.
Which I'm assuming she probably did not eat Ben and Jerry's before she went out there, but it was just
It's just funny, yeah.
It's just funny to think about. But yeah, and then the fact that Charlotte nearly probably ripped her whole face off on that canvas on that.
It almost looked like she got caught with a fingernail or something on the bridge of her nose.
Yeah. But yeah, Rhea Ripley, the star that they want her to be.
Yeah.
She 100% is that. Yeah.
She's there.
She's made it now. So, but yeah, and then this was we weren't sure if this was going to be the call or not. We weren't sure if they were going to do the tag match as the main event or if they were going to do.
Do you want to talk about this McAfee thing at all?
No, not really.
There's nothing really to say.
There's nothing really to say about it. They announced the attendance.
Miz was going to get his ass kicked by somebody.
And Miz laid out the challenge, and Pat McAfee comes out to kick his ass. And I thought it was going to be LA Knight. But hopefully we get LA Knight tomorrow night.
Yeah, hopefully.
Yeah.
I mean, that Hagerstown challenge I laid out for him is still there.
Still there.
I will buy him one hamburger for every belt he wins at WrestleMania. At the Roy Rogers in Hagerstown.
He's got a chance.
He's got a chance.
Hagerstown's finest. LA Knight. He's got a chance to win a cheeseburger from the Hagerstown.
Very real cheeseburger.
From his hometown, Roy Rogers. What's funny is that they don't bill him from Hagerstown. Was he from
LA?
Yeah, he's from LA. But in the video game, in 2K23, they say from Hagerstown, Maryland.
Really?
Yeah.
That's funny.
I caught that before I left. But yeah, we this was really funny. So they played the video package, and we're all getting super hyped because we think that they're gonna hit the music right away, and they play the TurboTax ad, and everybody boos, and you go, yeah, TurboTax.
Well, what they did was, in classic WWE fashion, what they end up doing is they play this.
And the lights were going off in the arena.
And then they play this awesome music, and then they come to this real dramatic pause, right?
Yeah.
And that's when they play somebody's music, right?
Right.
And then here comes a big entrance of Rey Mysterio or whatever it is.
Yeah.
So they play this music. There's this hard stop.
Yeah.
Of this real dramatic pause, and we're all looking around like somebody's coming out. They're going to start the next match.
Yeah.
But instead of doing that, they played a TurboTax ad, and I popped.
Yeah.
I jumped up and screamed, yeah, TurboTax! Like it was a wrestler coming out.
Yeah.
And people laughed their ass off. Like that guy in front of us was dying.
Yeah, he thought it was hilarious. It was awesome. I was so mad. Also, the other thing I wanted to touch on is that if you watch this show and you hear random booing for no reason, it's because the video board went out. So the video board, this enormous video board that is state of the art, for some reason, it kept buffering and stuff like that, and they had to fix it throughout the show multiple times. And during the Rollins match, we ended up. Well, I wouldn't say we because I wasn't booing because you don't want to do that to the performers because then they're like, "What the fuck am I doing down here?"
Yeah.
That's pissing them off. So everyone's yelling, "Fix the screen," and they're booing, and then all of a sudden they fix it, and there's just
Everyone goes nuts.
everyone goes nuts up in the upper sections because they can finally see again, and Rollins is like looking around like, "What did I just do that got that reaction?" And then he starts to like feed off of it. And he's like, "Yeah," and he's like trying to get more out of him. And then he throws Logan Paul over the top rope and gets no pop. And then he looks around like, "What the hell?" But yeah, so if you hear random booing, it's just because the video board went out and they were trying to fix the video board.
Yeah.
Which one thing I do want to say is even though we were so high up and it felt like we were 10 miles away from the action, we could still see the ring very clearly,
Yeah.
and we're going to be able to see through that Hell in a Cell tomorrow night.
Oh yeah. No
That Hell in a
question
Cell looked amazing hanging up there. I
Yeah.
can't wait to see that tomorrow. But yeah, how about this main event? We were talking about this in the car. When was the last time a tag team match headlined a WrestleMania?
I mean, I think it was one.
Yeah.
I think it was Snuka, Hogan, and Mr. T. If I'm not mistaken.
I think you're right.
Now we were talking like that was a really big tag team match when it was Stephanie McMahon and Triple H.
Yeah, and so were
Raw.
those three-way ladder matches and the TLCs and stuff like that.
Sure.
But they weren't
headliners.
They weren't the headliner main event. And for these two guys, in Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens, and even for the Usos to get that moment of they've headlined WrestleMania as tag teams, like couldn't be more happier for those guys.
Yeah, it was awesome.
Because whenever you go into WWE, you know that they usually typically don't care about the tag teams, and they all four were crowned tonight as legitimate stars, and it was 1,000% the right call, and I loved it.
I mean, neither of those guys are prototypical WWE guys. That's
Yeah.
what's great about it. And
Right.
It's really important for them with everything they're doing to just convey that.
Yes.
To convey that anybody can be this if they put their heart to it, right?
Yeah.
That's what they're trying to get over here too.
Right.
That's one of the messages too. Is that Sami Zayn's this geek
Mm-hmm.
that everyone thought was just a taxi cab driver, dressed like a taxi cab driver, right?
Oh, God.
And then you've got Kevin Owens, who's like this chubby dude
Yeah.
who never wrestled with a t-shirt on, right?
Yeah.
Who's never going to be a world champ, right?
Right.
Now these two guys, they beat somebody tonight who's had the belts for 100 years. It feels like.
Yeah.
Who's, in my opinion, unquestionably one of the top 5 tag teams in WWE history.
Mm-hmm.
So and they beat them tonight. So they headlined Mania.
It was awesome.
So it was phenomenal to see those guys win those belts.
Well deserved, very well done match. They had us all the time up there, like we were popping, we were wanting them more in the false finishes, and it was awesome.
And again, man, there's nothing wrong with giving fans the predictable outcome.
Correct.
You just do it well.
You just do it well. That's all we ask.
That's it.
Yeah. But what a day it was. It's currently 5:07 a.m. on the East Coast.
Then we went to the Rainbow Room.
We did go to the Rainbow Room, had phenomenal pizza.
Yeah. And once it took us 6 hours to get out of there.
Right.
Went straight to the Sunset Strip, went straight to the Rainbow Room. Had an unbelievable adventure trying to find parking.
Yeah, I thought you were going to kill somebody.
Oh my God, it was so bad. Parking in Hollywood is so bad, man.
Yeah.
Like I said to you in the car, like if we would have been able to come back to the hotel, we would just Uber down to the Sunset Strip. We would have never drove it down there. But
Right.
we found parking finally. We got in there. It was a excellent atmosphere. We got great food. We got to hang out, listen to Pantera and everybody else loud as hell.
Yeah.
It was great.
It was. But yeah, so tomorrow, WrestleMania Night 2, the big match, Cody and Roman, the Hell in a Cell between Edge and Finn. There's a couple other good matches in there too. The Raw Women's Championship, Belair and Asuka.
Sure.
Um, I'm excited. I'm ready to go. Thank the Lord we'll be able to sleep in a little bit before we go to the convention center and then
Sure.
head down to SoFi.
Sure.
So, all right. Well, you got anything else you want
I'm good, dude. I'm good.
to?
I'm tapped out here.
Yeah. So, all right. Well, with that, we will. Don't forget to download, rate, review, and subscribe. Check us out at _Podski on Twitter, _Podski on Instagram, and the Podski John Baker on Facebook. If you see our stickers, use the QR code. Hit the link tree. And clearly, if you did all that, you found us. So
In a porta potty.
in a porta potty in the pink lot.
It could be the porta potty or in the pink lot or the bathroom at the Rainbow Room.
or the bathroom at the Globe Theater.
Yeah.
So with that, we'll see you tomorrow night for WrestleMania Day 2. Enjoy it tomorrow because we will too. And we will see you next time on the Podski.